So, members, welcome to the April Governance, Resource and Strategy Committee meeting. Can I please remind you that when you're speaking into your microphone, you need to wait until you can see yourself on the screen so the live feed can pick up your comments. If you speak before your image is projected, those listening will not, on the live feed, will not hear anything you say. Any apologies from the floor? I've had none notified, Timma. No. And then declarations of interest, happy to take them as we move through the business. And then we're straight into agenda item 3. 3.1 is a safeguarding charter, and Martina is going to take that for us.
Thank you, Chair, and good evening, members. Members, this is a decision item in relation to Council Safeguarding Charter. Our aim is that through implementing a proposed safeguarding charter is to ensure that the environment in which council departments operate is safe and secure for all children and adults. And it really is just compounding, I suppose, council's commitment to safeguarding children and adults from all forms of abuse, neglect and exploitation and harm. So there are 9 core areas of focus within it. As you can see detailed within the report, and it has also been developed to take account of current and updated legislation, regional policy and regional and government guidance. There are no financial implications or resource implications, no equality good relations implications, and the recommendation that the members approve the proposed charter. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. Any comments? Or bring in Alderman Moutray.
Thank you, Chair. Just happy to propose.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you, Alderman Moutray. Bring in Councillor Kyle Savage.
Happy to second, Chair.
Councillor Savage. Any other comments or questions, members? Nope. Proposed and seconded. All agreed? Thank you, members. Item 3.2 then is the support for Women's Nighttime Charter, and again, Martina.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, again, a safeguarding item, and it's for a decision. Sort of just to give you a brief background, as part of the Executive Office's Ending Violence Against Women and Girls Foundation Action Plan, the Executive Office have partnered with SOLAS and a range of other public sector organisations detailed there to establish a safer socialising steering group, which coordinates a range of activities regionally, including the rollout and oversight of a Women's Night Safety Charter for Northern Ireland. So this is was raised with Council by Hospitality Ulster through a letter to the Chief Executives back last year. And you'll see again within the detail of the report, there are 7 commitments within it, which Council will commit to undertake. And within the details of the report, it lays out those commitments, but also some commentary on what Council are already doing to address these. So members are recommended to consider the detail of the report and approve the proposed night safety charter. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina, and bring in Councillor Flaherty.
Thank you, Martina. A very interesting report, actually, and very well laid out. And we would discuss these sort of issues quite a lot. And I'm obviously a representative on the PCSP here in Council, and this would make, you know, quite a lot of the priority bills that we are working on. So look, I'm happy to propose it. You know, it's one of these ones where it's okay. You know, you say it's recognised, and they say it's recognised that too many women feel unsafe when travelling, working or going out. Now, we can say that that's unacceptable. I would suggest it is. And we can try our best to work through these principles that are here. Can I just make one wee point that I have been raising for quite a long time, and it's not really your department, let's be honest, but I have been raising this and talking to a lot of people for a long time about it, and it is the Get Home Safe bus that we do run in this borough, but we only run it in one area of this borough. And that is still a bit of an issue for me and for many, that service is not available at all in the Portdown area, where the vast majority of our nightlife and even an economy actually is at this present time. So we're not letting that off the agenda, but happy to see this coming through, and more than happy to propose.
Thank you, Councillor Flaherty. Your comments are noted. I bring in Councillor McConville Walker.
Thank you, Chair. I think Councillor Flaherty's just said everything I was going to say there. But like Councillor Flaherty, I'm on the PCSP myself, and we do talk a lot about the safety of women. We've done quite a bit of work recently with the End Violence Against Women and Girls initiatives. So I would be delighted to second this. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councillor Ferguson.
Thank you, Chair. And it's just to support those comments as well. It's great to see the council supporting the Women's Night Safety Charter, given what's happened in our borough and even recent events in Sydney where females were specifically targeted. It's really good to see TEO's strategy actually coming down to the ground, and it's actually representing actions on the ground. So really supportive of this, and also cross collaboration with PCSP on this, particularly, yes, as Councillor Flaherty mentions, around the night buses. And just to be reassured that White Ribbon NI are also involved in this, but thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ferguson. Just very welcome indeed. And proposed and seconded, all agreed? Thank you, members. Moving on then to 3.3 is the terms of reference for the new inclusive ABC strategic working group, and Martina again.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, members, this is an item for decision in relation to approving the terms of reference for the ABC strategic working group. And members will recall that that came around as a result of a notice of motion back in November 2023. So attached with the cover report is a copy of the draft terms of reference, which the group have previously been circulated with, and also a note of the first meeting that took place in relation to this area of work. So the recommendation really is to approve the draft terms of reference. And as you're aware, we have made a commitment that there will be regular reports back into this committee in relation to the work of that working group, and also the operational officer group in relation to inclusive ABC. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Martina. I bring in Councillor Sarah Duffy.
Thank you, Chair. I received a very concerning email this week from a constituent, a parent of a child with additional needs. The parent highlights the inclusive hour over St. Patrick's weekend in Armagh City, in which disabled toilets were actually padlocked, resulting in some children having to leave the event. Children with additional needs in Armagh City continue to face further barriers when accessing swimming lessons in the Orchard Leisure Centre. For over 2 years now, parents have been given the same response. Staff are undergoing specialist training. As of today, this has still not been resolved. In 2024, this is simply not good enough. These children face unique challenges that can be often magnified by the lack of inclusive services. It is essential that our council provides the necessary resources and support to help our children thrive and reach their full potential. By not addressing this issue, we are failing to uphold the principles of equality and inclusivity that are fundamental to a caring and compassionate society. While I am aware that our council has come a long way to improve these services, this feedback highlights that there is a long way to go. Can I ask that these comments are brought to the working group, and that we act urgently to find proactive solutions in the interest of our children and young people? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Duffy. And Martina, do you want to come back in?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councillor Duffy, for raising that. Yes, the details have been passed on, and in fact, officers that are currently consulting on new disability and equality action plans have been in touch with the the people concerned, and certainly they'll be taken into consideration as part of that consultation response, and the details have already been shared with relevant departments, so we will definitely be in a position to come back once those matters have been considered. Obviously, council is very committed to equality, action and disability, but there are limited resources within which we operate, but certainly the points will be taken on board and shared with relevant departments, and there will be a response detailed. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. And yes, it will be discussed at the next working group meeting. To bring you in, Councillor Flaherty.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And yes, a number of us received said email and have dealt with it in our own way, I suppose. And I do believe it is going to be discussed at the next meeting, which is what the reference is here with the terms of reference, which I'm happy to propose.
Thank you, Councillor Flaherty. We have a proposer. If anybody to second. Second by Councillor Ferguson. All agreed, members? Thank you very much. And 3.4 then is the informational item on the human trafficking and modern slavery transparency statement. Sorry, Alderman Moutray.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to make a very quick comment in relation to this. I very much welcome the statement, but the reality is that modern slavery and human trafficking goes on right across this borough, probably in every town and every village, and hidden under a guise of various types of businesses. I would actually propose, if it's in order, that at some time in the future, we ask the only body that has any legitimate role in this, and that is the police, to come and brief this council committee on human trafficking and on modern slavery in our towns, because we know it happens, but who's really proactive in relation to this? It seems to happen on a bigger scale all the time, and there are vulnerable people there not from our own country, from other countries, who are shipped in and who are working for cash and very little cash. And I think we have a role there, and I would propose, Chairperson, order that we ask the police to come, the specialised department that deals with this, and to brief us, and let's talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Moutray. I bring you in, Councillor O'Dowd.
Thanks, Chair. I would actually like to second Alderman Moutray's motion there, because I think it's a brilliant idea to bring them in just to keep us up to date on what's going on within our borough. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor O'Dowd. And yes, and Chief Executive has noted we will invite the PSNA to come and address us in this issue at a future meeting. So moving on, members, then to item 4.1 is a consultation documents from external organisations. And Elaine.
Thank you, Chair. Evening, members. Yes, members, this is the regular document, which is the consultation schedule for external consultations from other organisations. As always, included in Appendix 1 is a list of this month's consultations, and those are there tonight for members' consideration and approval. Thank you.
Members, any questions or comments on the documents? If not, could I have a proposer and seconder? Proposed by Councillor McConville Walker, seconded by Councillor Ferguson. Thank you, members. All agreed? Brown, thank you. Moving on then to agenda item 5, correspondence. There are no items of correspondence. So could I seek a proposer and a seconder at this stage then to go into committee to consider the confidential items of business? Proposed by Councillor Dowd, seconded by Councillor Kevin Savage. So members and online viewers, in accordance with Schedule 6 of the Local Government Act, we will now be moving into a confidential session of the council. This means that we'll be turning off the public feed of the meeting. This will then be returned when the meeting is restarted. Can I ask ICT officials to turn off the feed and confirm when the confidential section can proceed? Thank you, Colin. Could I now seek a proposer and seconder to agree the recommendations made in committee? Proposed by councillor Hare, seconded by councillor McClelland. Okay, members, I have no AOB, so thank you very much for your attendance and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.